Hello everybody, I'm recording some videos to show you how to use some of my extensions. Let's get started with Hype Reactive Content. First off, head over to my GitHub page and you will see that I have Reactive Content. You can find it pinned here or in my repository list. So basically what this does is it helps you to leverage the usage of custom data in your projects, and it's really easy to install. Most of my extensions have this latest version that can be linked to your project. For that, just copy the whole script tag here, head over to your Hype project, go to this document panel, open your HTML and insert it here. From there on out, you should be able to use it. That's basically the setup for really easy turnarounds and quick usage. If your project demands it or you have to go into production, you can always download the code as a zip and then just drop in the minified version to your project. You would drop it into your resources panel and it would be also automatically linked to your project, but be local and wouldn't update. So now once we have hyperactive content installed, there's not much you have to do. You already can use it directly. To give you a really simple example, let's create a rectangle. Let's put a simple content in here, like let's say the number 3. I always like to give it some padding so it doesn't stick too much to the border. Then make it bigger so we can just kind of see what's going on. Let's format it a little bit. Okay, so this is a good starting point. And now the only thing you have to do is basically use this additional HTML attributes panel to link it up to be dynamic. You want to link this rectangle to a custom data variable. You would write data content, and then you can just come up with a variable name here. In this case, we would call this counter. So what we have done is in additional attributes, we have set the key data content to be the variable counter. If you want to look at what's happening now, you'll see this rectangle is empty because the variable counter is not defined. How can you define this variable? You can use a JavaScript action to do so. When you prepare your scene or load your scene, you could run JavaScript, and in a function you could define it. But there is an easier way, because not every little declaration needs a function. You can just trigger custom behavior, and reactive content actually interprets trigger custom behavior in certain cases as JavaScript expressions. It looks for equal signs or semicolons. Then it considers it to be code it tries to run. There is also another benefit. Hype custom data would usually have to be written like hype document custom data, and then you could say counter equals 1, and this would totally work. You can give it a try. You see, now we're setting the counter to 1. But this is very long, so to avoid having this little text box full of a long call, this text box assumes that every variable that is not set or is not found is actually a variable in your Hype document custom data. This way you can actually just write this and it would do the same. As you can see, 1. So this is a way to initialize it on a scene load. Now, how can you change it? Simple button, and we could say set to 2. So again, you can now run a JavaScript function and create a new function and set custom data in here. Or if it's just a simple assignment, just use again custom behavior and just do something. You could say counter equals 2. And now when we preview it, it's 1, and if we click here, it's 2. Let's duplicate this button, increase. What do we do here? In this case, we would just say something like counter equals counter plus 1. You can also write this kind of expression differently. Do something like counter plus equals 1. It's the same. even shorter. And now you can press this counter button and increase it. And here it sets it back to 2. I hope this little video demonstrates just how powerful this can get. And this is just a tutorial to get started with hyperactive content. It is just scratching the surface, to be honest. And I hope you like it.